I threatened to ruin my brother's future if we didn't move back to our hometown because he ruined mine by making so many racist comments that we had to move states, and now I'm the one who needs to apologize. I, 14F, used to live in X City. I was born and raised there. All my friends are here, all extracurricular opportunities I have are here, i.e., the debate circuit is very strong here, connections I've cultivated for youth activism, good internship opportunities, etc. But my brother, 16M, fudged up big time about a year ago and ruined it all for us. I'm not going to go into the exact nature of what he did, but it was bad. He didn't do something that would have serious legal consequences or anything. But it was stupid, incredibly problematic, and got him landed in enough stuff for it to get spread throughout social media. He also got in trouble with the school, and he claimed he couldn't stay there because his reputation is ruined. Personally, I think he should have thought of that before he did it. My parents were mad, but they got sympathetic because he said he was getting bullied and they wanted to protect his future, so they moved him to 2 other high schools, but it ended in the same way because everyone knew what happened anyways. So my parents and him decided to move to an entirely different state, in City Y, without consulting me at all. My brother's future is important, but why should my future be sacrificed just because he fudged up? City Y is super small and has way worse schools, and doesn't have a debate league. I also had to leave all my friends behind. No one knows about what my brother did, so he's happy, my parents are happy, he's happy. I'm the only one who's not happy. At the risk of sounding cocky, I had a really good future in my extracurriculars. Definitely could have shaped up to be one of the best nationally according to a lot of people, if I had the right coaching and competition. I could have gotten scholarships to great schools for it. But no, Daniel had to get himself into deep mud, and drag me into it too. I've been here for 4 months now, and I didn't talk to my brother at all for the first 2 months. Now we're all at home, and my frustrations are building every time I see him. So at dinner, my brother was talking about his college prospects with my parents, and I was just so frustrated that I snapped. Our conversation went like, I think I have a good shot at getting into state school. Me, like hell you do, with the stuff you did last year. If you think running away to a different city and ruining my life can make what you did go away, then you're in for a fudging treat. You're such a fudging batch, get over it already. Mom, stop blaming your brother, you need to start adjusting to City Y, apologize for what you said. Dad, state school, won't know. Me, I'll email every single college you apply to with the screenshots and evidence if we don't move back to City X, that's a promise not a threat. My parents got really furious with me for that, but I'm not joking. Am I the jerk or my brother/parents? Comment/OP responses. Commenter 1, what exactly did he do that got him in so much trouble? I feel like that info could be important in deciding whether or not you're TA. Daniel went on a racist rant, calling POC students he didn't like racial slurs, saying things like that's why we need segregation again, etc., and he posted it on his main Snapchat story instead of his private one, with all his little racist buddies, and accidentally left it up for hours. It was a fudging show and he deserved all of it, in my opinion. Commenter 2, did your parents do anything about this at all? Was he punished at home? Did he show any remorse at all? NTA regardless. I'm just curious. I think before I moved, my first step would be to make sure my kid understood how vile what they did was, and we'd be looking at ways he could help the community and try to repair the damage, before ultimately deciding if we should leave or not. And it really bothers me when parents don't take initiative to actually hold their kids accountable when they do stuff like this. Obviously there was a lot of backlash against him from students of color, but he just complained about them being sensitive snowflakes/SJWs. Our parents made him write apologies to the kids he called slurs, but he sure dragged his feet doing it. He tried to get me to write one for him. So yeah, not a lot of remorse. His only punishments were getting grounded for 2 months, having to write those letters, and making him delete social media. He re-downloaded them all 3 weeks later, and they just let him. My parents are pretty indulgent of him. Update. Before I begin, I'd like to thank everyone for how supportive they have been in response to my last post. I've gotten a lot of PMs about helping me with debate and advice, which is greatly appreciated. I haven't really gotten a chance to give y'all an update, and you'll see why. So as background, my Uncle Randy, not real name of course, doesn't have kids, but he's dating my Aunt Rebecca, technically girlfriend, but it's been 8 years, so she's family. They live across the country in City Z, which is a great place, not as nice as City X for debate, but definitely better than City E since they live pretty far away. We only really see them on holidays, the years we spend it with Dad's family. Randy is very well off, I don't know how much he makes exactly, but I've stayed at his house and it's very nice for a place in City Z and it's not his only one. He's very generous, and he has set up college funds for me, Daniel, and Rebecca's little brother, Ricky. I'd still rather get a scholarship than use Randy's money, because I don't want to be a burden. Ricky is younger than me, so sometimes I tutor him over the phone. We're pretty close. I also talk to my uncle fairly frequently. We talk about politics together. However, he doesn't really speak to Slash like Daniel, because he's rude to Rebecca. Anyways, I was helping Ricky with his math homework shortly after my original post, when I just started to cry. I don't really know what came over me, but I haven't told anyone about how upset I was before then, because there's so much else going on in the world. Ricky and I talked, and I found out that my parents actually told the entire family the reason we were moving was because City Y had a better debate circuit and they believed it because no one else does debate. I hadn't discussed the move with them because I bottle my emotions, and they didn't really ask me about the move because they assumed I wanted it. I ended up talking to my uncle about it, and we had a really great conversation about it. He's extremely angry at my parents and Daniel. This was the second to last straw for him, and he ended up removing half of Daniel's college fund and split it into me and Ricky's funds. Daniel was very upset, because he'd been relying on that money and our parents hadn't saved up. So he threw my phone down the stairs. Then I emailed my uncle for my laptop, and he revoked the rest of Daniel's college fund too. My parents are quite angry at me too, because it's not like they can come up with $200,000 by the time Daniel goes to college. My uncle has offered for me to come stay with them in City Z, which I have taken him up on. He also generously bought me a new phone, which I'm writing this post with right now. Edit to add. Have your parents agreed to you moving in with your uncle? Short answer yes. Long answer, took a lot of pressure from other family members, but they conceded. I'll be with them on holidays.